Hello, I'm Sharon Stone. You would never have guessed that, I know. And I'm playing a character called Jo Marlowe on Law & Order, SVU. They called and said, hey, would you do the show? Would you think about doing the show? And I thought, oh, would I? You know, I watch it obsessively every day. And I TiVo it obsessively, watch it compulsively. Would I do it? And I was like, oh, you know, what would it be like? And then he started talking to me about, well, we were thinking of inventing this character, and this is what we thought the character might be like. And it sounded kind of intriguing, and I thought it would be fun. My dad had just passed away, and they had called me and said, you know, we're thinking of giving this a character a non-gender specific name. And so we've been going through the names and thinking about which name we want to call the character, and we're thinking of calling the character Jo. And my heart just stopped because that was my dad's name. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. And I had thought, oh, why am I even surprised? It's so poignant and so right. I thought that was a very interesting story. And there are elements of this woman's story that haven't been brought to television before, that we talked about, that I thought were brave, and that I thought that I had the capacity to bring to television. When I first came into this show, which is in its 11th year, now I've done other shows. I did The Practice and Huff and Will and Grace. So I thought I had done television and was prepared to do this. But when you come into a show that's in its 11th year, you're not on a train, you're on the bullet train. So it was like being dropped into Thailand, and everybody's speaking another language because nobody speaks in full sentences anymore. They're moving like this. None of the standard operating procedure that I learned in my career in film or my career in the television that I had done applied, because they're all on shortcuts now. They don't have time. They're shooting these episodes. They're getting them out really fast. They're a team. They're all used to working with each other. They're making jokes all day long just to keep the energy going. And I'm like, I had no idea what was going on. And I was apoplectic. It would become my turn to speak, and I couldn't even remember my name. It was so fast and so shorthand and so much movement and no real rehearsals. I didn't know what was going on. And I thought, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do this. I was terrified. I think the first week, I had 2 or 3 days before the weekend, and Saturday I had theater tickets, and I had to go home and go to bed. I couldn't go to the theater. I literally had to go lay down in the middle of the day and lay on the bed like, oh, I don't know if I can handle it. And then by like day 4, you're like, I can do it. I've got it. And then by like day 6, you're like, all right, okay. It's like boot camp. And it's been phenomenal. Several things happen, which is really interesting, because in my long career, I've never had an opportunity to work opposite a woman my age, which has been great. It's been great, and I think it's been good for Mariska as well, because she doesn't often get another peer to work with. I've worked with legendary older actresses than myself and younger girls. And I worked with Demi Moore, who was amazing, but very, very rarely do I get to work with another actress. And it's really great, because when you first come into it, there's always going to be that tension and competitiveness. And they set up the competitiveness through the Stabler character, which I thought was really great. So you have this dynamic that naturally causes all kinds of things to occur. And for me, because, I use whatever's occurring in the real world, in the professional world, within my work, I think for me, it was a very intriguing walk through creating the character to place the vulnerability and the newness of being in a very established environment and all of that stuff into the character. The uncertainties, the need to be the boss, the urgencies of the professional demand that she was under, all of the things that were happening, the relationships, to put them into the character. It was just great. And I think that was really great to have it work and resolve itself and flower on screen as we get to know each other, as our work makes us a team, makes us have to bond to be of service to the people that we're working for, to the people in need, to the victims who need us to help them. And our relationship has become so great and so connected and so bonded, and almost to the point where, oh yeah, him. He's cute but good. He's nice, good. Which was what women do. And to be from my couch to walking through the TV screen and walking through the police station and actually having this weird sense of knowing where I'm going is so odd that one day when I was walking through the station and I had to do a scene with Detective Cragen, with Dan Florek, and I walked down through this thing and into his office because I knew where I was going, because I've been there so many times watching it on TV. And then I was suddenly standing there looking at him. And then I was like shocked because I was standing there looking at him. And it was such a kind of mind bender because I have watched him so many times and been through that room so many times. And then I wanted to look back and see my couch. It was like, and where's my couch? What's wrong with this picture? It was so odd.